Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'm here today with a fun project. Um, it's Friday and I don't know what happened to my Wednesday box video. It didn't upload and now it's just disappeared. So I'm sorry for those of you who love the Wednesday box. Well, now you can have a Friday box. So I was out of town this past weekend and I was at a graduation and one of my cousins asked me what I would put in a gift bag for a spring birthday party at Botanical Gardens. Okay. So I'm going to tell you what I told her because I know she was looking for fun little whimsical gifts. But then we're going to make what my real answer was, right? So I told her maybe like a little sketch pad and like that little mini set of color pencils you can get at Walmart or Dollar Tree. You know, just so you can sketch your little flowers you're seeing, something cute, add a little snack, you know, maybe some flower seeds or something like that. You know, cutesy, that's what she was looking for. But in my mind, I was thinking, bruh, we need some Benadryl, some Zyrtec, and a bite stick. This is my honest answer right here. This is what, if I'm going to Botanical Gardens or anything with flowers, I need this in my gift pack, okay? And that's some water. Give me a little bottle of water and this right here. So that's what we're going to make. We're going to make our own little survive the spring pack. If you can hear, my allergies are absolutely horrible. So if I start coughing and sneezing and whatnot, it's because I went out of town and now I have to come back and get reacclimated to the allergens here. All right, so let's get started in 1 second. Okay, so I also found a little mini packet of tissues that would be super duper cute with this. And I figured we can just kind of do something like this, or, you know, you can add more than, these are just single serves. So you could do this, you know, add like maybe 5 of each of these or whatever, to meet the thickness of this itch relief stick. So let's see what we're going to do our measure. You know what? Let's pull out our yellow book, the lidded book, because I feel like that's what we're going to need. All right. I don't know where a ruler is. Okay. Well, so this is roughly, we're going to do this at 5 by 3. 5 by 3. Do I want the tissues in there? Because they're a little big, a little thick. Okay, that's fine. By 1, I don't know which one I want my length. Let's do it 5 by 3. My left to right is going to be 5. My up and down is going to be 3. So left to right is 5. My up and down is 3. My thickness is 1. So let's go ahead and math that. So we need 1, 2, and 3. 3, 4, 5. And then my left to right, I need 1, 2, and 3. 5, 6, 7. So we need a piece of paper, which is 7 by 5. And we're going to score it at 1. So we're going to actually need 2 pieces of 7 by 5 because I'm going to do a hinge. So you can get 1 full box out of a sheet of paper, an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. All right, so this is how we're going to cut our paper to make sure we can, you know, get 1 box, a whole box. You're going to take your paper and on the short side, so the 8.5 side, you're going to cut that to 7. Okay. And then on the long side, you're going to cut it at 5 and 5 again. So 2 pieces, 7 by 5. Okay. Now we're going to score both pieces at 1 inch on all 4 sides. So 1 inch, rotate, 1 inch, rotate, 1 inch, rotate. Okay. And we're going to do the same exact thing to the next piece. And no, we do not need to make this piece any different measurements than the 7x5 because we're going to make it into a hinge. I don't know why that works. I don't know the science behind it. I just know it works. Okay. All right. So there we go. So because they are both the exact same size, it doesn't matter which one you start with first. So I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to cut up the score line, miter, miter, cut off a little bit of the bulk. Next score line, and I'm on the long side. It doesn't matter if you start on the long side or the short side. I will show you how it will look if you start on the short side on the other piece. Okay, and you're going to rotate it to the opposite side, and you're going to do the same thing. Cut up the score line, miter, miter, and cut. Okay, and then you're going to go up the score line. We're going to miter, we're going to miter. I would probably charge like $10 for this little kit if you're doing it for craft fair. $8 to $10. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and bone folder. Make sure your lines are nice and crisp. And here we go. And one more. Perfect. Okay. I'm taking my tabs, I'm folding them in. I'm gonna glue, maybe. My glue is jammed. That's because I leave the top off. All right, now I'm just gonna go ahead and glue my tabs. I like to do all 4. You can do 1 at a time, 2 at a time, whatever you want to do. Just pick it up and make sure your corners are lined up perfectly. Okay. Okay. So I was going to show you how it looks if you cut it on the short side. But I just thought of something. I want my box to open this way. So I'm going to have to cut on the long side. Or else my box is going to open a different way. So it doesn't matter. If you cut on the short side, just same thing. Just cut up the score lines. Miter. So for this one, because this is the lid, what we're going to do is cut the score line, miter, bulk. Same thing on this side. Cut the score line, miter, miter, and bulk. Okay. Now on the opposite side, we're going to cut these squares completely off. So up the score line and up the score line. No mitering, no nothing. Okay. Cut the squares out. You're going to do the same thing over here. Cut the square out. And cut the square out. If you did your lid on the short side, then your box is just going to open this way instead of horizontal, which is perfectly fine. It does not matter. All right. Bone folder. And yes, you're going to have a panic attack like I just did. It was like, where are my flaps? Oh yeah, this is the lid. All right, so put your flaps or your tabs down, and you're going to glue those. Okay. Line up your corners. Make sure they're perfect. Well, you don't have to be perfect, but they're good. Okay. Now what we want to do is let your glue dry for a little bit. But we're going to attach the hinge to the box. This is how I like to do it. I like to put it on top of the box, the bottom part, and glue it that way. Okay. And you're going to force it to go all the way down. Oh, I did not line that up very well. See how it lined up perfectly? It may give you some resistance to line up perfectly, but just force it down. It will go down. It will line up perfectly on your bottom tray. Okay. And then I like to open it and really make sure that glue is adhering. You can use tape if you want. There we go. Okay. All right. So our box will look great, you know, just like this. Right? It looks really good. You can add a little chapstick here. Some hard candies would be great right there, because you know, like sometimes when you're all allergy, you need some peppermint to loosen it up. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a divider, because why not? Okay. So my box is 1 inch tall. So you want your dividers to be a little less than 1 inch tall. So we're gonna take that piece of paper. Is there enough here? Let me see. Half. I only want to do, let me think. It's 1 inch tall. We could do your divider, could be 1/2 inch so that you don't have to use another piece of paper, but I don't think that's going to look right. So I'm just going to get a scrap of whatever, and you need it to be at least 4 inches. I mean, well, the most 4 inches, to be honest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I don't know where my ruler is. That's not big enough. Alright, so I'm going to cut this paper down. And it's going to be 4 7/8 by 4. Okay. So 4 7/8, so just slightly smaller than the 5 inches. And then I'm going to score it at, let me think, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, and that should be good. Okay. Alright, so what I did was just take this middle score line, mountain fold it, and then I'm going to pull each of these flaps back. So you have something that looks like this, okay? Now, this is just how I figure it out. I know this is not going to be exact what I need it. I'm going to have to, oh, Well, I lied. That's exactly what I needed. If you find that um, your divider is too far away, you need to adjust it. All I do is just cut some of the wing off, and then I can move that mountain over, so further back. That's all I do. I don't craft hard. I don't measure. Yeah, I like that better. So there you go. You know, the 1 inch measurements were easier than trying to figure out, um, you know, 7/8 and this and this and blah, blah, blah. So my wing now looks like this. I'm okay with that. And you can always map something on top of it if you want to, or you can completely measure it out. You can do 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, and 1/2 inch if you want. But I just like to craft easy. And I make my divider the same color as my box, so that way it's not as noticeable with the different wings, right? And put our little packages in here, our little candy, our little peppermints or whatever we want down here. And you're going to decorate your box. You can, you know, spring survivor kit. You can always add your finger pull. I just use my circle. I love the 3/4 inch punch. That's what I make it. You don't have to have the tissues. You can just have your Benadryls and your Zyrtex and just stack them up, or make your box smaller. Instead of the itch relief, you can do, I don't know, a chapstick, 2 chapsticks. You know, the possibilities are endless. You know what? You could also use this box and do like a, you know what? I'm not going to say that because that can be next week's box. If you want, you can glue this in there. When I have light stuff like this, you know, weight-wise, I typically do glue the divider, just so, you know, when you take this out, see how it just pops up? I don't like that. So I would glue that down, and there you go. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.